I think I got one more episode tonight. So let's do it. Save. We treated that guy really bad, but I'm starting to get a little tired. So let's move on. Why is this stealing? See, they don't care. In fact, we've actually
It says this guy's already wrapped fodder.
treated everybody like shit in this whole place. This guy's already wrapped their fodder. Vaughn? Or Jameson. We got Left for Dead. Vaughn's fine.
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn.
I'm gonna put you in
Cortez.
charge, Vaughn,
Just
because you're the
Vaughn's
only
fine.
person who I can actually see their eyes. No, no. What are you talking about, Maltroff? Where were you when the outlaws attacked?
Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized I was hearing gunshots, not blown fuses. We've been cooped up in here.
They're dimensional
I don't know,
beings.
hours? Too long. I have to get back to work.
No, you don't. There's no work here. No job's worth dying for. Unless it's like saving other people.
Dr. Crane might say otherwise.
It's like being in a
Me?
TV. What is Kish?
Guys started shooting the place up, I was first out the door. I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. Something that could really get me ahead. Know what I mean?
Their lab jackets look like they're stronger than armor. We're likely headed that way. Anything we can do? Not until you explain details, please. And you want me to take care of for you, of course. Details.
I've been extracting organic compounds from raptidons. Compounds that have, benefits.
Like
Extracting how? No, wait, maybe I don't want to know.
incontinence? Because
In
I could
certain
use some
social
help with that.
situations. Personal situations. Where you might want to, enhance your charisma.
You mean the kind
Oh,
of thing
He's making enraptured, Captain. An aphrodisiac.
where
Wrapped musk is the main ingredient.
if it's still going after 4 hours,
What? No?
party harder?
I mean, yes, I'm getting the musk. With Monarch embargo, the price is sky high, but I'm not making the drug.
Yeah, I don't. It's an aphrodisiac. Does it work? Because see this Ellie here and P breath. They're with me.
The results are outside the margin of error. Technically.
Unless they break the fourth wall. In television? If there's a fourth dimension, we wouldn't be able to see it, much like a TV character doesn't know they're in a TV show. Yes. But what does this have to do with Dreams, Kish? Parvati was my favorite. Hey, it's Parvati. Simulated reality? Dude. Have you ever thought about if, like, fish had legs and could walk on land and had a tail and fur? Would they be dogs? Or mermaids? There's an answer in there somewhere. Cut to the chase.
Sure.
Seals or sea dogs? Now that's probably the most true thing you've said all day. Thank you for that, Kish. You should have a 24-hour in real life stream on seals or sea dogs. Prove me wrong. But fourth dimension is hard to get a grasp of. Physics already proven the sixth and 10th dimensions. Vernon's in here laying down. This man's got his PhD in the internet forum bullshittery. So, sure, of course. Our lab's south of here, down the road. Not the old public lab. One past that, building at the mountainside. Second lab down the road. And when I get there,
My equipment's in the lower levels, way in the back. I have a big room all to myself, dissection tables and whatnot. It should have been running this whole time. Just grab the results and bring them here.
here's another one that's kind of bleak. Bring them here. All right, I'll head up there and keep an eye out. So this stuff is valuable. Do I need to get a code from the door from Anton?
No, I mean, nah. In fact, don't mention this to Dr. Crane at all.
Dimensional bleed through. You mean like how the socks always disappear from the laundry room? That like no pair of socks can survive 5 washes in a row without somehow missing its pair, missing its match, is an album. Thank God. Finally, someone is getting on top of these problems and solving them. Ants next to a highway theory. Do ants even know what the fuck a highway is? I would assume they don't even have words. They speak through smell. Head up there and keep an eye out. So this stuff is valuable? I don't want to get mixed up in this.
If you have a buyer. I got a contact who wants to haul the entire batch to Byzantium.
The sound...
Help me out? I'll cut you in for a share.
That sound
I'll
clip
even pay you before I
just got used, Will, so...
you deliver to me.
Alright, I'll head up there and keep an eye out.
Great! This is really gonna save my ass.
What if humans are like ants in the sense that we don't understand the bigger picture, or can't? Yeah, we certainly don't. That's why we have theories. Like God and Gilgamesh. We figure out something, then we figure out we're wrong.
Do you drink it,
But I'd
or-
say we got a pretty good grasp on it more than all the other animals. I'd say we're probably the only conscious being, at least we know on this side of the whole fucking thing. So that's our responsibility. And you get to choose what you do with it. I'm not sure what kind of grade we'd be getting, though. If there is a higher power, that is. Been an awful lot of killing. I don't just mean us, I mean all them animals, huh? Humans are pretty good about causing mass distinctions. Mass distinctions. We're getting better at that, though. I don't just mean modern humans, I mean fucking ancient humans. When the people from Indonesia managed to take canoes and get all the way to Australia, they fucking killed everything. It's not like they were trying to. It's just what we do. This thing's really accurate, actually. What is this? That thing's really strong, wow. I don't know, man. Dogs seem to have it down. They don't need to speak to be intelligent. But my dog can sense my anxiety and comes running before I even feel it myself. Yeah, it's instinct. Their brain is completely dedicated to that. But I mean, intelligence, man, is a, it's like AI. People are like, oh my god, AI, it's gonna kill us all. My fucking Roomba's got AI. We call something smart so long as it can do a function. You know, approximate logic, but only logic in the sense of 1 and 1 equals 2. So there you go, hence you're intelligent in the quotes. Repeated encounters with Rapidons has lessened your effectiveness when they're attacking your companion's effect. But look at all these negatives, like I can't do that. Dexterity, temperament, perception. No. You always want to take away so many points. Yeah, look at that. Kish is on top of it. Kish is on top of it. It's gonna be a great in real life stream tomorrow, man. What time are you going live with that? It's gonna be a trippy one. We all need to drop like 5 things of acid, inject 10 marijuanas, put 4 or 5 droplets of alcohol in the eye. I know for sure I'm gonna take a suppository of... Oh, probably K2. Marijuana's, that's right. We're gonna go on a groovy trip. I know it's addicting. I know that they say that just one look at it can fucking kill you. But in the case of Kish's intelligence stream on the in real life dreams and the serendipities and the layers upon the layers, I'm ready to know the truth. I'm ready to know God. I want to touch his face. I want to take a seat next to his throne and let him know I love him. Show me the way, Kish. Show me the way. I'll show you the world. That didn't work. Retreat. They're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Only take 2 marijuanas. If you take 3, you'll die. Dude, you've got a tolerance. My second cousin, twice removed. On my brother-in-law's side. Who knew my friend. He looked at a marijuana, sneezed, some of the spores got in his nose, and he became a lizard. Fuck, I missed. But I could just be dreaming this after all. My strat, just stand in front of the robot and shoot it a bunch. How's the playthrough? We're talking about dreams, Jeremiah. Get the hell out of here. This is a 200 IQ stream. You gotta be a smart person to understand Pickle Rick. You get me? And if you try to enunciate, excuse me, Parvati, well, it's fucking pea breath and it's deep. It has to deal with the mythology and the goss and it's dork-sided and it's not Christian. Get out of here, Joe! I get it! Been a long day. It's been a long god damn. Steve! You don't get the metaphors. You don't get the metaphors, you don't get the allegories. You don't understand. You don't understand. We brought up Fallout 76. I think I started losing my mind when we started talking about lucid dreaming and the layers of dreams and the... I got into Ronan's Sleep Psychology 101 class, and then I got in Kish's Alan Watts Philosophy of Life class, and I'll never look at anything the same. After tonight, nothing is the same. People read, they don't see things. People get dyslexia, they're fucking lazy. Chinese room argument. Intelligence and AI and the human mind. What the hell are you talking about, Maltroff? Wait, do you not believe lucid dreaming? How did you get I don't believe in lucid dreaming at all this, Maltroff? I've been sitting here saying that's interesting, that's neat. Well, that's something. Never said I didn't believe in it. Attention on deck! Let me keep yelling and peeking the shit out of this microphone. Enunciate. Oh, commentary. That's right, Will So. Calm down, man. Have a drink. The drink's not real. It's all an illusion. The ants speak of pheromones. The dogs have got it figured out. Intelligence in quotes.
Someone knows how to make an entrance.
What? Be loud? It's all a dream, alright? None of this matters. Now go away. Commence to jiggling, y'all. Commence to jiggling.
Oh. Here they come.
Swing and a miss. My strat in this game. Sit there, shoot at the robot. Went well. No! I was dead a long time ago. I was dead about 2 hours into this conversation. Maltroff, you've lucid dreamed yourself, man. Do you not believe in the lucid dreaming? Who are you to deny the powers of lucid dreaming? I can show you the world. I thought you took the red pill. What is the Chinese room argument? It's like, I'm a robot who's been studying humans. Have a good day. No, Captain. I put it in your Discord. Okay, thanks. I'm sure we weren't supposed to sell that junk. I'm sure of it. Oh, man. We have a lot of fun. We have fun. We have a lot of fun. No, seriously. In real life stream tomorrow. Kish, face cam, ASMR. He is going to take you on a lucid dream journey. And if you start to feel a little bit of blood, a little bit of flood flowing to the nethers, a little bit of warmth in the belly, a little bit of a longing. Well, not a little bit, but a lot of longing. In fact, an insatiable urge of longing. Well, oh, baby. You'll know what Maltroff knew, and Ronan will tell you how you knew it. And you'll know God. I think we're all gonna... I think we're all pretty well gonna have the time of our life tomorrow.
I hope that wasn't a load-bearing wall.
And then Ronan will tell us why, and he'll explain the deep, metaphysical, metaphorical roots and tendrils of all knowledge and being. Playthrough's going fine. I was getting a little bit bored. Now I'm shooting stuff and I feel better about it. Some stories I'm following well. Some stories I was doing my best to follow, and I think I fucked them up because I didn't follow them as well as I thought, and we didn't get real closure. Oh, we finally had one not really work out. We'll get it down, kids. We'll get it down. Wilson's got 4,000 hours in here. He knows how to time it like a mastermind. Zelly and Parvati, okay? Hey, you took too many marijuanas. You can't... If you're an amateur, you can't be in Kitch's stream for more than 10 minutes. Bad things begin to happen. Like that. Look at that. Something's going. Something's going for it. Oh, we tried. Oh, we tried something. Can we OD on a meme? We were close something. We're gonna get this down. Once we get that mind connection. By the way, do you lucid dream something? Have you been through the fourth wall? Do you know what highways are? And have you spoken to your dog about his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ lately? So if you haven't, I'm here to tell you why you should, why you haven't already. I've got an explanation for you. And you're gonna take it, swallow it whole, and accept it as truth. Yeah, we were really close there, something. We did do our best. Do your astral perceptors format and consecration? Is that like taking a shit? If so, I happen to be regular, thank you. Can you transmit from minarets across the unified dawn? 28, I still seem to have no problem in that department either. Fun detected. Well, that costs V-Bucks. You forget dreams after 10 minutes of being awake unless you actively try to. You can get this stuff. So something you're officially, in the vast majority of cases, everyone who's told me about this game, 7 people. There's been 2 people beat it, Jeremiah and Thinker and Camilla. And there's been 1 person hate it, quit it early. And there has been 7 responses to survey says they loved it, great game, they got to the end, and they just never got around to beating it. So maybe the question of why this game was so hype and only lasted a month and then was never heard from ever again is becoming more clear. I even supposed to be in here? Experimental notes. Rapidon fluid ingestion. Someone's going to know about this. Objective. Determine the maximum amount of Rapidon digestive acid can safely be ingested by humans before adverse effects present themselves. Proposed procedures. Slowly introduce increasing amounts of Rapidon digestive acid into the evening meals of randomly selected workers and observe their overall health. Millimeters. Stomach pain. Nausea. Safe. Millimeters. Minor stomach pain. Extreme nausea. Safe. 3 millimeters. Major stomach pain. Debilitating nausea. Safe. Some vomiting. Potentially unsafe in the workplace. 4 millimeters. Temporary blindness. Frequent vomiting. Patient unable to describe pain. 5 millimeters. Unable to record symptoms. As patient dead within the hour. Because the replayability of it isn't there. Does that count, Wilso? I can squirt water out of my hands when I'm in the pool. So why is the replayability not there? Is it because I don't actually remember dreams? Either that or I don't dream at all. See something? One of us. One of us. I mean, if replayability isn't there, usually people would beat it at least once. Yeah, that's the question. And I've only one person has said they beat it twice. Why are so many people, even when they enjoy it, just not able to, like, once it gets taken out of the game library, they haven't played in a while, what stops people from coming back to it, I wonder. I'm not thinking this is a bad game. I just wonder why this is not like an instant classic, like you talk about it, like you talk about Fallout, or you talk about Elder Scrolls, or you talk about Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect. Any of these, you know, IPs that came out and people were like, this is the shit. I need more of this.
That does it. Time for a drink. If they didn't want to tempt us, why'd they lock it up?
I like the way you think, Ellie. Do you lucid dream? And if so, hey girl, let me whisper in you. Yikes. That does not sound fun reporting. Fun reporting? What, Ronan? A dog believes in his human companion? I think a dog knows where it gets its food and water from. I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. Dogs are great. Dogs are special. Dogs become members of the family. But I still think they pretty much just know what hand feeds them. It just feels like once you beat it, you did all there is to do. There's no ton of side quests. Like, there are side quests a decent amount, but not as much as, like, say, The Witcher. So, does it not feel like there's different paths? Like, I guess where, you know, I'm still early in the game. And I suppose where I can see your argument playing out so far, which is not me saying I have an argument, by the way. I'm trying to figure this question out. Is, so the first mission in the game, Spacer's Choice and the Deserters, they both revere us. It didn't force us to really choose one or the other. We were able to find a path that made them both happy. And it feels like if the game really wanted me to make hard decisions, I probably shouldn't have been able to have both these people in the end be happy with me. Like, I was happy with that quest line, and I did think the decision was pretty hard to make, and I don't really seem to notice a difference in the fact that a faction likes us or doesn't like us. But it seems like generally there's a path to satisfy all options. And so so far I don't feel like I've had to make one really... I thought I was making a hard decision with the power, but it turns out it wasn't near as hard as I thought, and it really gave me a road that allowed it to be as painless as possible. Well, are you talking about Yooka-Laylee now? That Kickstarter game for, like, Banjo-Kazooie? Why'd it have to be snakes? Not snakes. You can remember dreams from years ago? Maltroff, you have a unique brain. Whoa, that's a huge-ass snake. Are you playing State of Decay 2 again? Oh, I know why I stopped playing. There's a mission Parvati had. Oh yeah, P-Breath, the deep metaphysical. But she died and I couldn't... Oh. Till it was fixed. Then I ended up just getting distracted by other things. Yeah, that one. Okay, so was there big bugs also to begin with? So maybe a lot of people played it at launch and there was like a number of bugs and shit like that. And then once it went onto the dust shelf. Because I've played games that are really, really buggy. But I've still been willing to, like... I wanted to get... The gameplay was so... engrossing that, you know, I either kept pushing through it or I instantly wanted to get back into it. Or it's like Borderlands 3, and even though it's been kind of buggy, I just have yet to get so engrossed that I just dive back into it with each patch. Like, dive back into it in the sense of urgency. I really desire it. But it seems like the Outer Worlds is generally just good to people. Like, they don't complain about it. But it's also not a game that you prioritize over every single other game in your list of backlog. Because like we talked about earlier, the thing that made Necro leave and go do his stream was people were busy. Sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. You work 40 hours, you got 168 hours in a week. So you got to be choosy. You got to be choosy about what games you're going to play, what movies you're going to watch. You don't get that many entertainment hours in those 168 minus the 40 minus the 56. That's why it was me complaining about Red Dead being too long. So this game, obviously these big long RPGs, you got to dedicate some time to, and most people living normal lives have a limited time to dedicate to these games. So I could see where bugs could be especially frustrating.
Mysterious doors are the funnest sorts of doors.
After you.
What quest are we even on again? The distress signal? Okay, that one. Acquire the research while we're in here. Okay, good. Orson schematic. Any Cleo storage facility. Orson Samer. By the bootstraps. Rescue Jameson. A lab coat by the name of Jameson is missing. There's Rapidons and Marauders about, so his boss Anton Crane is somewhat blatantly worried about him. I've liked the writing, though. The writing is good. I mean, at launch, Witcher 3 was buggy as all hell. Yeah, but the gameplay in that's so good, and the world's so good. So why is The Witcher 3 better than this? Like, see, that's one of those things where it's really tough to, like, put a finger on, I think. Almost sort of intangible. I can't say definitively The Witcher 3 is better than this, but I haven't beat it yet. You get OP too quick. Stiff animations, the gameplay doesn't really evolve with the power-ups. There we go. Maltroff getting into the meat of it. I put Red Dead down quick, even though Red Dead was one of my favorite games of all time. The writing in this is really good, though. That's the thing. Okay, Maltroff, now you're more in line with other opinions I've heard, that it's shallow. That, you know, it has character choices, it has... You got to make the role-playing choices, and you have to decide a build, and so it has a lot of build diversity, and it has those options built into it, but it all kind of boils down to the same thing. Witcher is better, but I'm also... Oh, something... Have you always not been a Witcher fan? Have we had this conversation before? I enjoyed The Witcher. As I say, I can't say if The Witcher's better. I need to beat this first. I enjoy the coder stuff about this. I enjoy the companions. I'm enjoying the writing. I think that sometimes they front load too much dialogue, though. I definitely like dialogue, but I want that to be more 70-30 and not 80-20. For a while today, especially in the stream, I felt like 80% of the playtime was just dialogue. And I was definitely ready to fucking kill something, shoot something, you know, in the game. Bard? I thought we had a key code. I guess it's not Bard anymore. Red Dead 2 was meh, in my opinion, too. I think so. Did you end up beating that one? Yeah, Red Dead's way too fucking long. I think Red Dead is an extremely impressive piece of video game history. I think it's a work of art, but I think it's not that great of a game. I agree with something. I think it's a meh game.
Someone else will clean this up, right?
I think it is still a special video game, though. It broke a lot of territory. It has some of the, probably one of the best open worlds, if not the best open world ever made in a game. The amount of detail it has in it. But, like, the actual gameplay is really not special at all. It's effectively a 60+ hour cutscene. And if you want, you can go off the trail, even though I'd really prefer you didn't, and you can try to play it. But according to every game reviewer in the entire industry, there's never been a greater game made than Red Dead Redemption 2. No greater game ever made ever will be. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the fucking shit. AKA, I don't really think they played it. I'm sure some of them did, but I don't know what they played that they think it's an amazing video game. It's mostly an on-the-rail shooter. That's so great, but you can just end up face-tanking everything later on. Even like supernova difficulty and stuff. Ronan says, I see. What's I see about that, Ronan? I'm on like epilogue 7 or some shit. I was like, this is the last fucking mission I'm doing. If it's not the end, it can fuck off. I feel you. I know that feel. I know that feel. I do. Yeah, the epilogue is crazy. The fact that you beat the game and he gets tuberculosis and then you gotta go through a whole nother story. And like, I like what they did. I see what they did there. But holy shit. The game is already long. And then the epilogue is basically a prequel. It could be a game in and of itself. Which for an open world game, that's fantastic. But I like my open world games the way Bethesda does. Like, oh, you've done the main quest. Okay, great. Here's this world for you to play in. No, the focus of Red Dead is they made this amazing open world with a absolutely insane amount of detail. The rainstorms, the way that your horse takes a shit, the way you go through the snow, the way that your guy gets cool, the way you can see your breath, the way that you put out a cigarette and the smoke comes off it and the ashes come off the cigar. Just like fucking frogs, spring peepers coming out of the mud. The most detailed open world game ever. Ever. But it does not want you to interact with it hardly at all. It wants you to put it on cinematic mode, follow your horse to the next mission. It's well voice acted. It's a good story. But oh my god, it's long. And then it comes back and hits you in the face and you got another like 20 hours to go. Horse nuts, they shrink in the freaking snow. Hands, I have good news, I have bad news. The bad news is that we've got a sprat problem. Thanks to little monsters chewing on our wires, our ventilation system is temporarily offline. If your Rapidons are cranky, you'll need to sedate them manually. Bring a few canisters of sedative and hook it up to the auxiliary terminal in the main research chamber. The good news is that my Hephaestus hammers clobbered your precious Rizos Rangers. Would you care for some Auntie Cleo's strip kale pasta sauce with your humble pie? Is the game too much like Fallout? Because I think the leveling and the companions are more like Coder, but everything else is Fallout. And please explain the unmitigated disaster I'm currently holding in my hand. I have here a form approving the relocation of your Rapidon mother to the main hall, a form signed by you. First of all, the structural integrity of our Rapidon tanks are not nearly sufficient to contain an enraged Rapidon mother. Secondly, Rapidons are notoriously territorial and extremely protective of their young. Please stop me if I'm using too many numbers for you. I know you have a problem with basic arithmetic, seeing how you don't seem to realize that Rapidon mother plus Rapidon tank equals murder. Respectfully, yours, Gale. They're taking some time on this DLC, though. This DLC might be amazing. They took Red Dead Redemption 1 and said, how do we make this way less fun? Nice. I'll put you in the quotes for that one, something. Well, what is your favorite game? My favorite game ever, Maltroff? I can give you my top 3 off the top of my head right now. It's Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, my favorite game ever, and then it's Borderlands 2, and then recently this was replaced. It was State of Decay 1, but now I give it to State of Decay 2. The State of Decay 1 still has a special place in my heart. And then I would probably go Knights of the Old Republic, I'd probably go Dragon Age, and I'd probably go Borderlands 1. Then I'd probably go Halo, which I wish I could just say as a franchise, but if I had to go in order, it'd be Halo 1, it'd be Halo 3, it'd be Halo Reach. I didn't have Xbox Live, so I didn't get that experience back then on Halo 2, though I love Halo 2 on Legendary and think it's a fucking blast. But that game, when it came out on the original Xbox, pushed that system to the absolute max. There was so much texture pop in, you could hear your Xbox ready to explode.
I'm guessing you're the one Lillian described? It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint
you. Look much tougher than you were described. You were described as like a total priss. But you've got battle scars and dirts. You're in a prison. You talk tough. I gotta admit. Join the team. Be girl number 3. We have absolutely the Charlie's Angels, and I'm fucking ready. You got the wrong idea about me.
I suppose it does not matter. Either Crane sent you, or you are some scavenger come to rob me in my moment of weakness. Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You'd probably like to make some money. Help me get out of here, and I will pay you for your trouble.
Matrov, I think Fallout 4 has really good gunplay. I think 76 just has too many technical issues to allow the gunplay to be good. The frame rate dips too much, the screen tears, stuttering, clunkiness. I thought Fallout 4 shot well, though. I had fun with that. What's your top game, Matrov? What's your favorite game of all time? World building is your jam, then? Well, I gotta also say strategy games, though. Like, City Skylines is definitely... I'll put it right under... Halo at this point. Sims, strategy games, simulation games, role-playing games, any online competitive shooter game. Yeah, it's probably my shit right there. Definitely my preferred genre. But I like to play a lot of different stuffs. Pure gameplay would be Rocket League. Is that what you like, Maltroff? Is Rocket League your favorite game? Ronan, I'm going to just go out on a limb and judge a book by its cover and say Witcher 3 is a better game of the year than Red Dead Redemption is trying to be. I'd say you're absolutely correct in my opinion. The Witcher 3 has really great gameplay, a super world, a super story, tons of depth. It's just a great RPG. State of Decay 2 is my favorite game and most hated game. I can't even recommend it. That's Elite Crackhead Twin, most hated. That Scar is hot though, says Gish. Why is it your most hated game? Is right now it is. You're good at Rocket League, aren't you too, Maltroff? I think we've talked about this before. Pure gameplay, definitely Doom Eternal, followed by Warzone. Hyper Drifter? I've never heard of that game. Hyper Light Drifter. Last of Us, Halo 1 and 2, Dreamfall. Dreamfall for the PlayStation, that game that's like Roblox, but AAA. You're gonna have to make me a better offer.
You mean other than the satisfaction of doing me a good turn? Trust me. I'll make it worth your while.
Look it up. Alright, I will after the stream. Tell me what you need.
The first thing I need is a key card to unlock my door.
I already like her better than
Then
that,
I'd need you to clear me a path out
that
of here.
dickhead.
There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Cleo Security's bottled up in there. If you don't want to shoot them, I suppose you could talk to them. The other way out is through the loading bay, but you'd have to clear out the rafts for me. Then I could just slip out the back, sight unseen.
Alright. And Tom was worried you might have made off with his research. He even called you cretins.
Give me a little credit. We are not bandits. We do not steal
Power to the
research.
people.
We liberate it. So a few
I'm gonna spit in this,
scientists were
guys.
caught in the crossfire. I will not be accountable for every idiot who wanders in front of my gun.
City Skylines is amazing. And it feels like such a retro game at the same time. Like, yeah, it's a great, fully fleshed out, modern AAA game, but it feels like a shout out to the past in the sense that you buy City Skylines and it's all just there. You can just build cities. Shit doesn't get in your way. Though it does have some kind of piecemeal DLC, because I can't imagine playing that game without the Mass Transit DLC. At the least, the Mass Transit DLC. There's a couple others that are really arguably mandatory. Parks. I'd say Parks. The Mass Transit DLC, and there's one more. There's one more. But if you don't buy those DLCs, good, but not near as good as, especially Mass Transit. You gotta have that one. It really should be bundled with the game. I was really hopeful Anthem, but it let me down for endgame content. Dude, Anthem's really going places. Maybe 2022 they might release a patch. Maltroff, something. Hyper Light Drifter is up there with one of my favorite games. This thing must be good. Like I said, I've never heard of it. You were quote 319 something. Hyper Light Drifter is an indie with 16-bit similar to older Zelda games, but they've barely finely tuned combat and exploration, eventually well made. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Is that a PS4 exclusive? No dialogue or word story is told via pictures from what I remember. Huh. There's some really good mods. Yeah, I got it on Xbox, so I'm jealous. Definitely the PC seems like the way to go with that game. City Skylines. You robbed a lab and shot some scientists on the way out. You sound like bandits to me. Nice to know you aren't burdened by conscience. Just to be clear, you aren't common burglars, but you are common murderers. Nice to know. I'm gonna lay it on thick. You aren't common burglars, but you are common murderers.
All wars have casualties. I regret taking a life, but we were doing them a mercy. Better to die than live in a state of slavery.
Alright, I'll help you out. Well, let's talk about freedom and liberation, but you're stuck down here without my help. Alright, I'll help you out.
You might be the first stroke of luck I've had all day.
Anthem is a dead horse.
I'm in your debt.
Anthem still has a decently popular Reddit though, and it still gets okay hits on YouTube if someone actually like tries to say here's the news. But the thing is, yes, Anthem is a dead horse. It has a 30-person staff working on it. There is zero energy behind it at this point. It has lost all momentum. They've given us 2 updates since. We know it's not going to happen anytime soon. It really is a game that died with a whimper. It's going to get a little bit of a boost, though, if that patch does ever someday come. They're just... like, take your time with it, but my god. Years? And the game was already in development for 7 years? From an economic standpoint, I think you got to look at the business of that at some point and say, we might have to wrap it up, fellas. We might have to wrap it up. This has already cost so much fucking money, and it's not making us any money. What will I get myself into if I help you out? Don't flatter yourself I expect you to pay me for my trouble. This doesn't make us friends. Hold on, I've got some questions.
Ask away. I have got nothing but time.
Yeah, Anthem had tons of potential. I was a big fan of Anthem. Played it with something, played it with Justin, played it with Ashton, Tyrell, and Steven. We played it a bunch. I got a huge video review on it. I really liked Anthem. But it's like you guys said, it has 0 endgame, you know? You just want to run the same dungeons over and over again to hopefully get a trickle of loot, then it really doesn't mean all that much. But I love the way it plays, and definitely the story. I think they should have gone with the original idea, which was going to be a roguelite. They could have... has there been a AAA roguelike? Because I don't think there has been. That could have been the first one. It sounds like they had... I think his name was Ben. He had worked on a bunch of big projects at BioWare. I think their original concept under the founding creative director would have made Anthem really special. Same flying, same combat, but it's a hack together Frankenstein right now. Anthem is a dead horse that's been beaten to a literal pulp, but I know dead horses. I played Battleborn competitively. That's right. That's right. Got him. And EA is now making a Necro horse. Nope, it's not exclusive. Good. Have you guys seen Dead Pony Skit? No. Where the drunk dad tells his daughter he's got a pony for her birthday like she's one of it. He accidentally cleaned it. She had to clean up the mess because it's her pony. You should check out Crucible. It's on PC, right? That's Amazon's big game. I see it's getting pretty mixed reviews. They actually only worked on the final product of Anthem for the last 18 months. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Honestly, in the case of Anthem, if I'm EA, I don't feel for BioWare in this situation. Like, oh, look, EA ruined another one. EA ruined another one. EA does definitely change studios when they buy them. They've killed dozens. It's got a bad history of that. But millions, tens of millions of dollars were poured into that game over 7 years. And they never got a clear direction. They never got a sense of what the game was. And then, like you're saying, they're Ronin, 18 months. The guy was like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to have to kill this project, guys. It's costing too much money. And he showed him that. He's like, good, this works. Go with it. And then they throw a game together around the idea that you could fly around in a mech suit. Yeah, okay, so you've got the one thing where EA tells them to use an engine. And I can give you points there, but 7 years... Who gets away with that? Nobody in the business world gets away with that. 7 years and millions of dollars to develop a product or a game or a business, and you can't come through and all this money that you pour into it to try to allow them to bring their game or whatever vision to life, and all you've got to show for it is a tech demo that plays like Mass Effect. I think if I was EA, I'd be fucking pissed too. What do you have against them? Why would you and your crew raid Auntie Cleo facility? What do you intend to do with this research?
Sell it, of course. I don't have any use for the scribblings of idiotic scientists, but whoever gave me this tip obviously does. Assuming I make it out of this place alive. And with my ship out of commission, I'll have to leave on foot and hope my luck changes. One problem at a time, I suppose.
You act like corporations. Why would you and your crew? What will I get myself into if I help you out?
Nothing beyond the purview of a talented freelancer like you.
That's just how it works though, Ronan, to be honest. That's how it works. You move staff where you need them. I mean, Anthem BioWare and Anthem had a massive staff to begin with. It's they mostly lost their staff after Anthem came out and people started shitting on it. And then they said, oh, well, we need these people on projects that actually make us money. Hence why the team is an indie now. 30 people is a small team. It's strange because they actually made some hires. Talented freelancer like you, tell me what you can know about the Raps. I can talk to the guards into leaving, but your people have to let them pass.
You really expect me to just let them pass? Why? So they can regroup behind their walls and mount another assault? Never mind. I'm obviously in no position to argue with you. If you can talk those guards into standing down, my people will follow suit.
Outside of sports games, fuck them. Their corroding fingers have ruined sports games too. There's no reason why NFL Fever 2004 on the Xbox or Madden 2004, that one game of the year, you can plug that thing into live, it would update the roster every year. There's no reason you can resell that game every year. And then of course, they've made it 1,000 times worse. Oh, you want to play with Tom Brady? Sweet, you got to buy a pack. Oh, okay, how much is that? $10. I'll keep opening packs. Oh my god, I got Tom Brady. Oh man, it's only the silver Tom Brady, not the gold Tom Brady or the platinum Tom Brady. It's the 82 Tom Brady. He's not all that good. You know what I mean. 90, it's when he was a bench warmer. Oh, this Tom Brady's not as good, but I want to play with him, so you go into the game and you play some multiplayer games with Tom Brady. Then the card burns out because it also has a use to it. I guess I got to buy more packs. Shucks. Then they do that across all their titles, FIFA and NBA. NBA 2K20 is an absolute cancer casino of microtransactions. So, which NBA might be 2K and not EA, but obviously Madden and FIFA is EA. Still their big moneymaker is FIFA. One of their big moneymakers. No, they still got a terrible reputation for a reason. You're right about that 100%. But in this case, besides the Frostbite engine thing, if I'm EA, I say, what the fuck are you doing with my money and my time? I've given you almost a decade and millions of dollars. Nobody would be this patient with you. And you've changed your creative director 6 odd times. And you guys cannot seem to get on one page. Some of that's EA's fault. They should have cracked the whip more. Some of that is BioWare's fault. But basically, they had no leader. Everything I read about that game, obviously the one big article on Kotaku, they just didn't have a leader. They didn't have one person like Randy. Randy's obviously can be a total dick. He's unpredictable. He's an asshole to a lot of people. He does strange things, but he's the leader at Gearbox. When he says we're going to make this game, everybody gets on the same page and makes this game. I would say that BioWare never had that. When you're changing creative directors, everybody's in the room, everybody's got ideas, everybody tries to come up with a different idea, you prototype it, nobody wants to step on one another's toes, nobody wants to step on fingers, and so you end up getting nowhere. I'm obviously in no position to argue with you. If you can talk those guards into standing down, my people will follow suit. Something else I need to know.
I'll help however I can.
Since like 09. Oh my god, well they've gotten really bad something. I don't play them either, but I know people that do, and I've garnered enough information to know it is absolutely awful what they've been doing. So much so that people who buy, there's people who just buy sports games, they don't really game like we game, they just buy sports games, are now they're sick of it. They're waking up to it. NBA Live 08 was my favorite games. Madden 08. Those old sports games were great. NCAA 09 was great. Old school baseball games. Backyard baseball. There's a hit. I've not dipped my toes in sports games. True no leader. Thanks, Ronan. What was the baseball game from like 2000 where they had home run derby? You could be in the construction yard or inside a house. I've never heard of that one, Kish. Maltroff. How do you Nine Toes got his name? He's also got 3 balls. NFL Fever 2K back on. See, that's where it really starts to go wrong, is when EA was able to buy exclusive rights to the NFL and effectively became a monopoly. They do not have to innovate. They put whoever is the fresh, 20-faced, coming out of college, getting their, they went to Code Pen or they went to Full Sail, and they say, hey, you look like you could get some experience so we can put you on other games like Anthem. Welcome to the machine that is a EA. Here's how you're going to get your experience. You're going to ship this year's sports game. You're going to work an absolute mind-numbing amount of hours. You're going to hate yourself. We're not going to pay you near as much as we pay our senior staff, and you're going to put out a game that people mostly hate. But if you survive that holy fire, you will come out on the other side knowing how to make a game. And so every year the games get worse. That's my theory on that. What do you know about the Raps? I've been in this conversation for
an apex predator, native
so
to
long.
The jungles of Monarch. They are entirely unsuited to life on Terra 2, which may account for their horrible temper and appetite.
You expect me to take down an entire pack of these things? It was an unexpectedly scientific answer.
What? Do not give me that look. I am allowed to have hobbies. Biology happens to be one of them. Yes, we accidentally released the Raps into the world when we attacked this place. But I am not at fault here. Those scientists had no business experimenting on these creatures.
They're mindless. They're taking a page out of the Turok comic book. This is what they do in the Turok comic book, is they try to control the honkers. Your door is stuck fast. How did you manage to lock yourself in?
The Raps took us by surprise, as they would anyone. My crew were split apart and lost in the corridors. They went one way, I went another. You'll need a keycard to unlock my door. I don't know where they're kept, but I'd start by checking the security office.
I'm a baseball fan, Kish. I played it all my life. From the time I was 4 until I was in my 20s. Well, I'm in my 20s now, but 20. I played baseball. Loved it. I'm a fan of it. But my thing about baseball, Kish, and maybe other people feel this way too, is the average baseball game in 1980 was about 2 hours. The average baseball game in the 2000s was 3 hours. Now it's almost 4 hours long. The game has gotten too slow. I love baseball, but they're probably going to have to put a clock in. Too much meta bullshit, too much money, ball. Game takes too long to play, too long to watch. Ruining it with the replays. They already have, right? They have in the minor leagues. They've already got the watch, and if you play on the international stage, they've got a clock. And most pitchers will tell you they don't even notice the pitch clock. But as far as I know, Major League Baseball does not have a pitch clock yet. And I get it. Baseball's as old as us, and it's our national pastime, and there's a lot of protecting the tradition that is baseball. And I do respect that. But for the sake of the game, it has to speed up. They played it faster in the day. They played it faster than they play it now. So it has to speed up. Sox are my home team, though. I'm an Ohio guy, so go Tribe. There's one thing I could do, it's play catch. Go Sox. They ruin it with the replays. Were you a baseball player, Kish? There's just a lot of time passing from the game. Yeah. Yeah, there is. It's still massively popular. Like, you're a Boston fan. Boston, New York, San Francisco, the Cardinals. Like, there's big market towns. It's still our second most popular sport, but football is such a fucking juggernaut. And a big reason for football being such a juggernaut is because baseball is too fucking slow. And baseball
Take your
fan or
time.
not,
I am, to my chagrin, not going anywhere.
no, you're not. Like the last World Series, the ratings plummeted. And MLB knows it, and that's why you got the so-called juice ball era, where, you know, they thought that the balls were getting hollowed out or some shit. That's why there was so many home runs. Like, there was all because of the whole Moneyball thing, where you try to do what? Whoa, this thing's cool as hell. What? How did this thing even get going? It's so cool looking. Anyway. Outfield, I love to pitch, but I wasn't very good. Well, hey, you had fun. That's all that matters. But Mr. Stuck, I don't know anything about NFL rules. I love doing RPGs. I will make a bang-up RPG game, sir. Whimpers. No! Get to your corner and code Madden, Ronan. Fuck your dreams. You wanted to be an artist? Here's how you be an artist. You do exactly what I tell you for decades, and I'll forget your name, and I'll ignore your very existence, and you'll come to me, a broken person, 40, 50 years old, and say, now, can I please make my game? And it'll be Battleborn. And you'll eventually get it developed, and it'll have 1,000 players, and people will always say it's Overwatch, it's Overwatch. And you will cry one single tear every night, and that single tear will be your life.
On it, Captain! Find something stronger! Patch that up! On your left, Captain!
She loves to yell commands, not so much shoot back.
I got another fight me.
That thing really is strong. I just need to run around with this, and they give you tons of ammo. Oh, I know it's super popular. I just much prefer hockey and football in that order. Right on. I've never been able to get into hockey. I can see the appeal. Like, it's cool as hell. You got giant fucking Vikings on skates. It must take extreme athleticism to be good at hockey. I see the appeal. Baseball is one of those games where I feel like I just walked into the wrong room, and I'm just gonna go ahead and walk right back out of that. I wish someone would have done to be continued right as that started. Baseball is one of those games where I think it helps to have played it. Probably like hockey. I've never played it, so it's tough for me to get it. I think baseball is a tough game to watch if you've never played it. See, this is when I wish there was a minigame so I could just hack in here. Looks like it takes 0 shunts, though.
Ooh, what you find?
The ADHD makes me like the pace of hockey right on. Ronan, the main people who love baseball's ferocity is the Japanese public and Japanese Baseball League. Maybe their games are shorter. I think their games, like I've been watching KBO, Ronan. It's
Easy.
because they're amateurs. Like I say, there's no Moneyball. You know, if you know what Moneyball is, it's obviously the movie with Brad Pitt, but it's a real thing that baseball implemented since that all happened. A guy he came out of Ohio,
You're fast.
Sandusky, Ohio. He was a security guard at a meatpacking plant. He wrote this tome. It was his life's work, and it was all about how baseball was stupid, and you could bring it down to a statistical strategy, and that becomes the meta. And this guy from the Oakland Athletics took it seriously. Maybe you've seen the movie. It's all real. And that's why you don't see, like, you hardly ever see players steal bases anymore. You hardly ever see players make any, like, hit and runs. Hit and runs are fucking dead. They're absolutely dead. Players prefer to walk now, which has also slowed down the game, because walking means you get on base.
Great work.
So because baseball has massive money behind it. And the massive money meant that they figured out mathematically the most optimum strategy to win. And the most optimum strategy to win is just to get players on base, advance the runners one base, try to score a run. The more runs you score, on average, the more games you're going to win. So they take absolutely no risk. Like, just how special the old-time ball players were is all gone. Babe Ruth with his fucking 15-pound bat. You can even go back to Barry Bonds. It's a more special game then. Ty Cobbs with his cleats, you know, literally sharpened down to knives. The total competitive ferocity of Ted Williams. And these were guys who just had, you know, spit in their eye and moxie in their belly, and they were made of piss and vinegar, and they had like that whole Americana thing to them. They were just tough, athletic people. And I think people like Ted Williams were American heroes because he was a fighter pilot as well. So the point that I'm trying to get at, so I'm already getting a bit long-winded on that, is that if you watch KBO and you watch Japanese Baseball League, those guys just play like our old-timers used to play. They just play ball. They just have fun. They're not like trying to micromanage every single decision to maximize profit based upon their pay grade, which makes baseball into this, it takes away so much of the magic of the sport. They're just out swinging the bat. They're out throwing the ball. They're out playing some baseball. It's a lot more fun to watch. 06 Patrol Route Pass 2, close, and they're all really technically sound. They know their positions really well. They always have really good at-bats. Now there's Rap Spit. Oh my god, this episode. This has got to be the last one.